Again. Here we go. So, hello, welcome. It is Tuesday, the day after Martin Luther King Day. We have a really busy week. I'm just going to quickly share my screen and go through what we're doing this week because I forgot to record it. Now the kids have to listen to it twice, poor things. So we have our normal Zooms on Tuesday and Thursday. There's some directions for using your Shrinky Dinks that I'm going to talk about in class today, but here's the directions if you forget. Small book clubs on Friday. On language arts, we're near the end of the unit. This week you're writing a second essay, but you're doing a quick one. They're giving you a prompt and you're writing it all in one fell swoop and submitting it. And then you have your DBA with your home coach, so your discussions with your home coaches, and your final assessment on Friday. In math, we're doing friendly facts, and we're at the end of that unit too. You have your DBA or a discussion with your home coach. On Thursday, you submit it, and on Friday, your final test. This week, due to Martin Luther King Day, we thought it would be nice to switch from science to social studies for a week. And we're not doing the whole mod 7, so you can skip through the introduction to the mod and go into social studies lesson 7.01, moving forward, which is about civil rights in the United States. And it suggests that you learn about civil rights and then you do a little bit of research on a civil rights hero in your state. And I've put some extra directions onto that assignment 7.01 for you to write a letter to a civil rights hero. You're writing a letter, but it doesn't have to be to a living civil rights hero. It can be to somebody who's already passed on, just thanking them for what they've done. And then kids have powerful voices. This on Thursday is about kids who are making a difference and how you can have powerful opinions and make a difference. And on Friday, we do a little bit of studying about the history of racism in Oregon, which was really interesting to me because I was raised to believe there was no racism in Oregon, and that just simply is untrue. And it's good to learn about the past so that we can make better choices in the future. In PE, there's a striking unit. You've got your Spanish lesson on Wednesday and your art on Friday. And then today we're starting drama club up again. Everyone is welcome. And on Thursday, we're doing our second escape rooms. I think the kids really enjoyed those, so that's fun. If you want to join us for either of those, just zoom in with our normal Zoom. All right, excellent. We are ready now to play a quick little game to get us warmed up this morning called What's My Rule? I'm going to need screens on for this game if you can, and faces in the screen so that everybody can see everyone. And here's the way this game works. I have a rule and it has something to do with what you can see in the screen or what people are doing. It could be a rule about, well, so I don't really tell you what the rule is, that your job is to try to figure out the rule. And what I do is I tell you who is in my rule and who is not in my rule. So here's how we'll start. I will tell you right now that Kavai and Clara are in my rule, but Adrian and Elijah are not. And then you guys can raise your hand and ask out loud what my rule might be, or say that you think you know it and tell us whether or not you think you're in the rule. So Lily, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, I wanted to say, Oregon is great, but it is not without evil.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so back to the rule game. Anybody have a guess? Who's in or who's not in? Jamomi, you have a guess? Nope. Go ahead, Emily. What do you think? Do you think you're in the rule?
No, I think the rule is.
No, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Just say you think you're not in. So you're not.
I'm not in it.
You're correct. You're not in the rule. Anybody else think they know whether they're in the rule or not? Haven, you think you're in the rule?
Yeah.
You are not in the rule, my friend. But Tyler's in the rule.
Oh.
Yeah, Aliyah, do you think you're in the rule?
Yeah.
You are not in the rule. Sorry, you're not in the rule, but Raed is in the rule. Tamomi, do you think you're in the rule? You are not in the rule. Maybe you figured it out. Jaden, you think you're in the rule? You are not in the rule, my friend. Let's see who else is in the rule. So we have Clara, I'm gonna let somebody guess. Raina, are you ready to guess the rule? First of all, do you think you're in the rule?
No, I don't think I'm in.
You are not in the rule. What do you think the rule is?
I think the rule is that like everyone in the rule has long objects.
Nope, that's not it.
Oh.
Let's see. Alma is kind of in the rule. Alma, do you want to tell us what you think the rule is?
Okay, can I say it? Can I
Yeah.
say it? So I think the rule is that they're wearing red.
Yes, that's the rule. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Okay, here we go. We'll try another one. You ready? This one's going to be too easy though, but we'll try it. Okay, Lily, you are not in my new rule. Haben, you are not in my new rule, but Grace is in my new rule. I see some hands going up. Joey, what do you think? Do you think you're in the rule or not?
Yes.
You are not in my rule. You're not in my rule. Decker, do you think
I
you're in the
can't
rule?
I can't see Grace's. Oh, okay.
No, I don't think I'm in.
You
the
are
rule.
not in the rule. That's true.
Am I in the
Emily,
rule?
do
I
you
think I'm in the rule.
Emily, do you think you're in the rule?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in the rule.
Here, I think I'm
Oh, wait, who thinks they're in the rule? Zong, you think you're in the rule?
Yeah, I think I'm in the rule.
Can we see you, Zong? Where are you?
Yeah, I can. You can.
I can't. Oh, there you are. Yeah, you're in the rule. Okay, I think people know it. Let's see. Who are we going to let guess? Akash?
I know.
Go ahead. Akash, guess.
They're all. I know.
Oh, you're muted.
I think I'm in the rule.
You're not in the rule, my friend. You're not in the rule.
I know.
Let's see who is. Abby's in the rule. Another guess. Let's have an Adrian guess.
Oz.
I think it's people with headphones on.
People
Yeah.
with headphones on.
Yeah, that was easy. That was too
No, it was
easy.
so easy. Okay, here we go. This one's going to be really, really hard. Okay, Alma is in this rule, but Elijah is not, and Gerard is not, but Subi is. Anybody think they know whether they're in the rule or not? Jaden, you think you're in the rule or not?
I don't.
You are in the rule. This time you are in the rule.
Yeah.
See who else is not. I kind of think Emily is not. Elia's not in the rule. Zong, do you think you're in the rule?
No, but I think it's people with paintings or stuff on the wall. like the
Yes,
filling
that's
people.
true. Very good. Very good. But you should have let it go longer, my friend, but that's okay. All right. Good job, you guys. All right. We're going to stop. What's my rule? But next time I'm going to vote on a kid who can pick a rule. Okay. You can do eye color, hair color, whether they're wearing sweatshirts, things in the background, how they're sitting, people who are sitting up or lying on a bed. That would have been a good one. All right. We are going to move on. I see 2 hands raised. Are they important questions or did you forget to put your hands down? Deckard and Lily, your hands are still raised.
I can't raise my hand because I'm co-host.
That's sad, but you can always blurt out. All right.
I'm kind of blurred out.
Can I have a tiny drum roll, please? Everybody take your fingers and go. Brrr. Ladies and gentlemen, students of Flex Beaverton Online School, I have an important announcement that I may or may not have permission to tell you. After long and considerable thought and voting and panels and meetings and discussions, we have decided on a mascot for Flex. You are now all, let me share my screen. Oh, turn off your screen if you need to. Turn off your screen if you need to. I'm going to share. Here we go. You are all, where is it? Flex Foxes! Woo! Yay! Cheering
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
for the Flex Foxes.
I like that.
Yeah, it would be better if it was a falcon or something. I really
Well,
enjoy it.
Let's be nice about it. I think foxes are very cool. They're
Yeah.
very smart and they're
cute.
wily and they're so adorable.
There's a lot, and they're really smart too. Foxes are one of the smartest animals.
Then they're sneaky.
Lily, is that a fox eye or, oh no, that's your monster. Okay. All right. So in honor of us knowing our new mascot, I thought it would be fun to make Shrinky Dinks. If you've never seen Shrinky Dinks before, how many people have never seen a Shrinky Dink or done it?
I think I have
It
not.
looks like most of you have. So Shrinky Dinks are this special kind of plastic that when you put it in an oven at a low temperature, 325 degrees, it will shrinken and get thick and hard, and you can make it into jewelry or a keychain or a magnet for your refrigerator or a charm for your backpack. And it's super fun. Are those fox ears you have on, Grace? Anyway,
I actually have
that one right there. Haven, hold it up close to the screen. Show us yours. So yeah, so we can make our own little, oh look, yours almost looks like a fox right there. We can make our own little charms. So today I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. And you can follow my steps and do your own, or you can just make up your own. You can draw your own. The most important thing you need to understand about Shrinky Dinks is they shrink about 1/4 of the size. So if you start out with a Shrinky Dink that's this big, when it's done, it's going to be teeny tiny and just not even fit on the page. So you have to picture something 4 times the size you want it. So I'm going to share my screen again and show you how I'm going to go about this. Now, hopefully you can also see me from the side over here. And I'm actually going to pin this one so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to, I don't know though, if I share my screen, well, maybe I won't share my screen. Maybe I'll just show you how I'm going to do it. So on this screen, I am going to search out, and I'm just going to move all of you guys to the side. And I'm going to search out a simple version of a fox. So I just typed in simple triangular fox face, and I like this one that I have right here. Let's see. There we go. So I'm not sure how well you can see it, but I'm just going to take my fingers. I don't know if you can do this with your Chromebooks where you make it bigger on the screen. Can you?
Yeah, I
Can
yeah.
you? So now it's about 4 times as big as I want it because I want it for an earring. Can you see my little fox on the screen right now
Yes,
or not?
but
You can
not
see it?
horribly. Yes,
What?
we can, but
Okay, so I could make it come a little closer, maybe. Let's come up closer. Ah, let's see. How about that? Okay, can you see that pretty well? I don't know why I can't get this angle right. Okay. All right, so the trick is I'm going to trace it right on my screen. I'm going to move you guys over a little bit. And I'm going to hold my plastic up on my screen with a Sharpie. So here's my plastic, here's my screen, and I'm going to just hold it up there with my Sharpie. And I'm going to take my Sharpie, and there's 2 sides to the plastic. You kind of want the rough side, although it doesn't matter. One side's a little smoother and one has scratches on it. The scratches are there to help you draw. So you can hold it up like that, and you're just going to trace it. This is why it's good if it's simple, because it's a lot easier to trace. His nose, ooh, and holding, if you think you're going to move the plastic like I just did, you can tape it to the screen and then it won't move. You can also just draw your own fox if you really want to. So you're going to trace all around your fox and get it drawn the way you want to, and it should be 4 times too big. All right, I've got it traced, which is good. And now I have to color it in, which you'll notice I already did on this one. So I've already colored it in. The next thing I have to think about is where I'm going to put the hole. If I want it to be a charm or something, it's got to have a hole in it. A hole punch works really well for this. It's the perfect size, but if you don't have a hole punch, you can try and do a hole some other way. And then you're going to cut your thing out. Now you can cut out right around the black. I like to leave the black on there. It kind of outlines it. So I'm cutting carefully around it. And then you have 2 choices on how to do the hole punch. For right now, I'm just going to leave space for the hole punch right there and cut on around. It's a little easier than cutting out the ears anyway. So I'm cutting them out, my little earring. Next time you see me, I'll be wearing my fox earrings. So exciting. Okay, his little nose, get that cut out. Make sure you're throwing away your scraps or keeping them safe. Now I can punch my hole punch right here if I want to. And you're gonna go down like this and just punch a hole. And that will shrink to just about the right size for an earring. Or if I don't want to have that weird shape there, I can also just cut the whole fox head out. And then I'm going to have to punch into his head a little bit, which I've decided I'm going to punch into his head. I don't know why. I've just decided I wanted to punch into his head. Here we go. So now my fox is like this. If you forget to put a hole in it, you can still make it into a magnet or something, but you can't make it into an earring very easily. Not that, or a keychain. Not that everybody's going to want an earring. So about like that works perfectly. And the next thing you're going to do is you're going to want to try to remember which side had the color on it, because you're going to want that side up in the oven. And I'm going to show you a little video on how you bake these things. So let me stop my spotlight. Go back here to our gallery view. And baking Shrinky Dinks, you're going to want your parents to help you because you're probably not supposed to be using the oven without them. And you're going to want to preheat the oven to 325 degrees. There we go.
Can I just use a toaster?
Sorry?
Can I just use a toaster?
It's a toaster oven.
No, you cannot use a toaster. You mean a toaster oven? Maybe a toaster oven, but I'd recommend an oven. So here, there are tons and tons of things on how to do Shrinky Dinks. This is just a really quick one that I'm going to show you. I don't know why it won't go full screen. There it goes. Here we go. So these are little charms that show that you get a piece of plastic, put it over whatever you're drawing, color it all in, cut it out, and make sure you punch it in. Now they put it on parchment paper. You can use tinfoil, but you should put it on something. There it goes. Baking it 225. Always it's terrible like this. Think of like they're going to be a mess. And then they flatten out. It takes about 3 minutes. And then you can put it on something. Or you can those are cute. So you have enough Shrinky Dinks to make more than just one thing, but I'd recommend you at least make a fox because it's fun to have it. And then you can put it as a charm on your backpack or stick it to a magnet or make earrings, whatever you want to do. Questions about how to do your Shrinky Dinks. So you'll soon see me wearing these earrings, only they'll be 4 times as small. Questions? Yeah, Alaya. Question? What?
Question.
You forgot your question. Okay, so that's your challenge this week is to use your Shrinky Dinks material and make yourself some foxes so that you'll have your little mascots. We'll be the only class with mascots. I'm super excited about that.
Do we have to do this?
You don't have to do it. It's a challenge. See if you can rise to the challenge. Yeah, Alaya.
It would be fun.
How long do you cook it for?
You know, it's about 3 minutes. You don't have to stay in as long. What you really want to do is you want to watch it. It'll curl up and then you'll think that it's ruined, but then it'll start to flatten out. If it doesn't go all the way flat, if you're like waiting and you think it's been a while, and it's been more than 3 minutes and it doesn't look like it's flattening, you can also take it out and put like a glass pan on top of it or something heavy that'll flatten it. So, but hopefully it'll work. And you have enough extra that if it doesn't work the first time, you can try again.
Yeah, we got the temperature of the oven.
325 degrees. It's written on the agenda and it's written on the weekly pacing guide. It's also, if you Google it, if you Google how to do Shrinky Dinks, there's lots of directions. Yeah, Emily.
I realized that our mascot, like a bunch of the like schools they normally their mascot actually has a name.
Oh, so you want to come up with a name for our fox? Freddy the Flex Fox or something? Okay, well, you work on that and also, and you could,
That's exactly the name I was thinking of.
perhaps you could write a persuasive letter to say why it should be that name. All right, friends. Any more questions about our mascot or about the Shrinky Dinks? And you can do the coloring of the Shrinky Dinks on your own. You just need to have your parents help you with the baking. Joey, you're done. Yeah.
And what's another way to put a hole in your Shrinky Dinks?
So that's a little bit tricky. Let me see if it'll work.
A knife.
No, I'm thinking if you fold it. So do you see if I take the plastic and I fold it over and then I cut, but the Shrinky Dinks plastic is, it's a little bit brittle, but if you look right now, so Ryan, I just cut that hole and that'll work. It won't be round, but it'll still work. Okay. But you have to be careful because when you fold, you don't want to fold it hard because Shrinky Dinks folded hard will just break. Yes. Other questions? Emily.
It's not a question, but when you were folding it, the virtual background went through it,
Oh yeah.
so you couldn't really see it.
Yeah, well, I just took it. I know it's kind of weird. Here, I'll hold it in front of my nose. I just took it like this, put it in half like that, and then I cut a little triangle out of it. Okay, so that's another way to do it. If you have a hole punch or if you have a 3-hole punch, you can use one of the holes and just do it that way. A hole punch works the best. Raina?
How many sheets are we supposed to use?
Oh, well, you just use what you need to use. I'd recommend you use it all up, but I'm suggesting that maybe one sheet if you're making yourself a mascot, and then the other sheets you can use to make whatever you want. If you Google Shrinky Dinks online, you can get lots of cool ideas.
Okay.
Shrinky Dinks. Yes, Zong.
Is the school mascot Flex Foxes?
Yes.
How many people voted for Foxes? Because the last time we voted, I remember our class did not vote.
We voted for the Phoenix and we turned it in, but it didn't win.
Oh.
Yeah. Lily?
You should get new scissors because when you have them in front of you, they disappear. It's just the blade that you can see.
Oh, uh-huh. Interesting. The other thing you might be able to do to get a hole in there is like we did with the nail and the can. If you took a hammer and a nail and you put this on something soft like a towel, you could probably pop a hole in it that way. So, all right. Very good. Looks like Akash is already starting his Shrinky Dinks. All right. So for today, the next thing we're going to do is do our read aloud the Phantom Toll Booth. You guys were supposed to listen to a chapter or 2 on Friday, and we were introduced to a new character. So I guess that they had already taken off on Thursday. We did the Humbug Volunteers, didn't we? So I think Friday we just did It's All in How You Look at Things. Who can tell us a previously on for that last chapter where we met Alec Bings? He was a very odd boy. Do I have a volunteer? Akash, go ahead.
Previously on Phantom Toll Booth, the Humbug Talk and Milo we're going to go to find the math magician to see if he would also agree to let out Rhyme and Reason from the Sky Palace. And then they met Alec. And Alec is showing them the forest and 2 places called, yeah.
But what's the weird thing about Alec? Is he normal?
He grows from the air down.
So has he reached the ground yet? Oh, I think you froze actually.
No, he doesn't.
He hasn't reached the ground yet. So he's growing from the air down. So when you talk to him, he's up there in the air. He says it's very useful because then if you're a little child and you're clumsy and you fall, you just fall into the air. And Milo tried it, but he had to think grown-up thoughts and it was too hard to keep it going. And now you'll understand the reason for my background. I'm going to stop